here I wanted to address the cameras and why, in my opinion, if there is corruption, we won't see it because three cameras, as you know, are out in sequence. And I found a little bit of information that I'll pull up. I'll put it on my. I put the website in my description box so you can look at it yourself because it's quite a large document. So I'll put little snippets at the end to explain the cameras a little bit. It's quite dodgy. They're all three are in sequence, and then you know, three cameras. Then when we do see her at the end, when she goes into that kitchen, she happens to just be out of view. You know, it's very dodgy to me. You know, when you look at cases like the Kendrick Johnson case, there were two cameras that caught him. Both were edited at exactly the same point. Both cameras, both pieces of footage. There's no doubt in my mind that they were edited, and they were edited to, stop us from seeing what happened. Obviously, that case is obvious to me. He was beaten up before they put him in there. His face, was it was horrible to see, and they didn't even care if it looked like it was edited as long as we didn't see it. So to me, these three cameras in sequence being out, it's possible that I'm going to say possible that um it could just be an excuse. As you can see, the document that was supplied was from Crown Plaza. It's on Crown Plaza paper. It says take a moment. It's not an official police document. This was given to the police by Crown Plaza. And it also shows a very sloppy investigation by the police. The police should have checked these cameras were working or not for themselves. You can't just go by Crown Plaza's word. You don't know who's like how this has happened. You don't know what's happened to this girl. I mean, at the time they probably did when they got this, but you're still investigating. Basically, you should be doing everything you can to eliminate yourself as well, not just to prove she was killed or not, but to eliminate yourself from you know acting in any type of corrupt way. When you live in a city or a town where there is a lot of corruption and people are going to be on your back as a police officer or a department, that bit does get to me. It says kosher kitchen stairs dock entrance. That, in my opinion, is the area where she goes up the stairs, and she's in that little area where you can go out into the car park through that exit, but she did a left and went through the double doors and found the kitchen. The freight elevator is basically downstairs from where she came up those stairs. That area that there's a camera that they said isn't working. I believe that's at main elevator isn't relevant in what I'm talking about. There's no elevators in this area. Back office, I think that's the front desk back office. That's not working. Employee parking area, I think that would be outside. And the laundry too. The camera that I'm talking about, if this is laundry too, it makes no sense because I wouldn't connect it to laundry. I would connect it to the kitchen. It's facing directly into the kitchen from what I can see. So I don't know how that would relate to laundry. So as far as I'm concerned, it's not on this list. But if it is, let me know. So here I'm just going to give a little bit of information that I found online about the cameras. This is me rolling through what I found. It's the actual manual PDF file, which I will put in the description so you can have a look yourself. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. It's quite a bit, but I'm going to show you a few things that I found interesting. If you see anything interesting, let me know. Email me. Emails in my somewhere on my page. Find it. Email me. Um, this is about the sensitivity. Was what I got. Build a security application. This is a little bit about those boxes they put up. It shows you that they can change the sensitivity. So sometimes when the boxes are flickering, it could be, like people have said, it could well be down to the fact that it's oversensitive, um, and something very minor that, you know, could be air brushing through, moving something. It could be anything. I don't know, but it could be um, setting those alarms off, and those alarms can, I think, can be set per camera. Now, this one to me is extra interesting. System parameters. And one of the highlighted pieces of text says, turn off the LED indicator. Check this option to shut off the LED on the rear. It can prevent the camera's operation being noticed. Now, from the document the Crown Plaza sent to the police, it looked as if they'd obviously typed it up themselves, sent it off and checked and typed it up themselves. So you're only going by their word. It doesn't look to me like it, the police checked, because that is on Crown Plaza paper. And it looks like paper that's just, you know, that they use to print a lot of things on. You know, the way it's displayed, that's how it comes across. So the fact that they can turn off the LED to prevent cameras operation, and these 3 cameras were not working apparently, it could be, you know, there's a button on the back which I'll show you. Well, I'll give you the information on. If it's not in here, I'll give you the information on it, or you can check in that website that I put in the description, where it's got everything you need to see. But the fact they can just turn off the LED so it's not, the operation of it is not being noticed, is interesting in this situation. You know, the fact that cameras aren't flashing, you would automatically think, you know, and even how it's said, you know, to prevent to prevent the detection that it is working. It's interesting. It's very interesting. We can't just go by Crown Plaza's words, because it was on Crown Plaza. It wasn't on police paper or documents. This letter or document was given to them or sent to them by Crown Plaza. So I can understand, if you want to believe these cameras are not working, I can understand, and I can understand that, and it is possible. But it is also very possible that they are just making out they're not working. You know, I've had situations where, you know, years ago I was at work and someone's, you know, valuables got stolen from their locker, and they acted as if, you know, they wanted, this person had just left. They come back and said, you know, if you don't sort this out, I'm going to phone the police. The police got involved and they found the cameras were working, and they had originally said they weren't. So, you know, be careful. You can't trust everyone. So the way this has played out, the fact that it is on that Crown Plaza paper, I can't trust that. So that's just my opinion. Also, keep current date and time and sync with computer time is also interesting. It backs up what a few other people have said about the crossover with the time, two, you know, double timestamps on the footage. And I don't think they'd be stupid enough to leave 2 timestamps if that would reveal the corruption that, that is at hand. I think that is a, you know, a huge clarification there. So hardware installation was basically just to show you the diagram that you can see. You have the Ethernet cable, which most people know connects to the internet, and the power cable, which obviously connects to the power. Um, this is not CCTV, closed circuit. It's different. This sends and receives messages through the internet, which is why it has that cable. It's different to CCTV. That's why they call it surveillance. So don't treat this surveillance as if it is CCTV. A lot of people are calling it CCTV. Some people calling it surveillance. They're like, I mean, that you could call CCTV surveillance. I'm not saying you couldn't, but it isn't CCTV. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't have the same connections, the same process of how it would record. They have their own recording equipment. This records to the internet, which you can then access the software and watch. They're two completely different things, but it does send and receive information wirelessly. Just wanted to explain why I feel the surveillance, um, with the fact that those three cameras were out in the exact place that somebody happens to walk along, whether they were drugged or drunk, up some steep stairs into this kitchen, and three cameras are out which are pinnacle in this case. And then the last camera we see her on, we don't actually see what happens really at the end where she walks in. We see a few shadows, but we don't, and it's very choppy. I can't lie. I know that that can be lag and things like that, technical things, but that footage is a bit uncomfortable to watch as well. But it was just an example of how I feel it can't be trusted, and some of the documents can't be trusted. The Crown Plaza, I mean, they could be telling the truth, but it should have still been the police that supplied that document, and that on-off switch, which I'll put here because I don't know if I put it where I put it before, but I'll put an arrow on it and put it back and show you. That's the button you press to turn them lights off. So it's not hard to press those buttons, act as if they're off. The police think they're not working, or you know what I mean? It's just to me, it's that button thing. It could be nothing, but I just think it's an interesting fact. That's all.